Higher Learning is a show about adults learning interesting facts while under the influence of marijuana. This show is filmed in Vermont where it is legal to smoke. The staff involved in the show want to be clear that we do not support its use by those too young or where it is illegal to partake in such behavior. While this show doesn't show the usage of drugs or use coarse language, it is not intended for children. Parental discretion is advised. Now, let's get to the burning and learning. Welcome to Higher Learning, a class in disjointed education. You all right? In case you can't tell,
I'm your high Jason.
yeah, this is the show where I teach 25 facts about a topic to my son while he is high,
And
which
guess
is why
what?
we had the camera cut on and he was snacking. And he's got 2 bottles of water to drink so that he can, or soda water. It's like soda water. Sugary soda water, though, so it's good. This week, because it's the beginning of December and we're only going to get 2 episodes in this month, we're going to do 25 Christmas facts. I'm going to teach him 25 facts about Christmas. And then next week, while sober, I'm going to quiz him on those same facts and see how much he can remember. Or as we like to say on this show, will he puff, puff, pass or puff, puff, fail?
Yeah.
And for those who didn't see it last week, he puff, puff, passed for the first time. But anyway, this week, here's 25 Christmas facts. Are you paying any sort of attention whatsoever?
Yeah, for the first time ever, he puff passed last week.
Anyway, in 1640, Scotland abolished the observance of Christmas until 1958 when it became a legal holiday.
1650?
Yeah, 1640.
1640.
Until 1958 when it became a legal holiday.
Oh my goodness, it took
You
over.
Like they abolished the observance. Like it wasn't even like allowed, it sounds like.
That's bad.
During World War II, the Bicycle Playing Card Company made decks of cards and gave them to the prisoners of war in Germany with hidden escape routes that were revealed if you soaked them in water as Christmas presents.
Oh, okay.
The Bicycle Company was helping Americans escape prisoner of war camps.
I mean,
That's amazing.
they're like
Your
the
favorite,
best.
they're your favorite cards anyway, but that didn't make it any less so, right? It takes on average 6 to 8 years for a Christmas tree to be fully grown, but it can take as long as 15, depending on the varietal.
Wow.
A grog is any drink that's made with rum, which is why the name for eggs, cream, nutmeg, and rum is eggnog. It was supposed to be like egg grog, but they call it eggnog instead, which originated in Jamestown, Virginia in 1607. That's where eggnog came from, and it's delicious. I love me some eggnog. Historically, St. Nicholas lived in the province of Lycia in the 4th century A.D. The Dutch name for St. Nicholas was Sinterklaas, phonetically changed to Santa Claus in the English-speaking world.
Sinterklaas. All right.
Jingle Bells was the first song sung in space on December 15th, 1965 by astronauts Tom Stafford and Wally Schirra.
In what year?
65. What?
Okay.
It didn't say on the moon. It said in space. We were going to space before we landed on the moon. That's why it's pre-moon landing.
Okay.
It didn't say.
So that was our first time in space.
No, we had to practice before we made it all the way. So
Not
dumb.
pooey.
Anyway, many people abbreviate the word Christmas to Xmas, which is actually not disrespectful to Jesus because it's based on the fact that X is the first letter of Jesus Christ's name in Greek. It's actually pronounced Chi or C-H and what?
Chi?
C-H-I, yeah.
Is that where the other thing comes from too? No?
No, that has nothing to do with this. And now you're going to wonder why I didn't ask you about your chi in like martial arts because you can't help yourself. You have to bring up stuff that's unrelated.
I do.
He's not smart enough for that,
Yeah,
folks.
but at least you're not doing it this time.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Okay. 28 sets of Legos are sold every second during the Christmas season.
28.
And I don't know if anyone out there has seen the price of Legos, but that's a lot of money. Holy cow. Letters to Santa Claus from millions of kids all over the world go to a Canadian post office with the zip code HOHOHO, or ho ho ho. That's a real thing. I knew that before, though. People used to tell ghost stories on Christmas Eve about a century ago. That was tradition, to tell a ghost story.
I like that.
Yeah.
Bring that tradition back.
In 1955, Sears tried to put the number, of one of their stores where children could call Santa Claus and tell them what they wanted for Christmas in the newspaper. The number printed was a misprint, and it was actually for NORAD, the North America Aerospace Defense Command hotline, which is how the Santa Tracker began. And NORAD still provides flight updates on the internet, TV news, and a special smartphone app every Christmas. If you've ever seen that, it started by they realized that these kids were asking to talk to Santa, and it was a mistake. But the NORAD employees just went with it, and now it's a thing. I respect that. Nearly $6 million are spent during the Christmas season on ugly Christmas sweaters, like purposely buying ugly Christmas sweaters.
I need one.
Franklin Pierce, a former president, is believed to have been the first president to put a Christmas tree up in the White House.
Franklin Pierce?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And if you remember, yes, you're thinking of MASH, right? Because his name is Benjamin Franklin Pierce. Pierce was. Yeah, Hawkeye.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's who he was named after, was the president. It was a combination of Benjamin Franklin and Franklin Pierce. But don't remember that for next week. Just remember that the president, Franklin Pierce, first president to put up a tree.
Roosevelt put a still.
That's, again, he's going to be, where's the question about the still? It is tradition in Japan to eat KFC on Christmas. It is so popular, they insist you order your chicken 2 months before Christmas if you expect to get it on time.
Oh, my goodness.
Uh-huh. Like, the Colonel made out big in Japan. The tallest Christmas tree ever displayed was in Seattle, Washington. It measured 221 feet tall. Black Friday is not the busiest shopping day of the year. The 2 days right before Christmas are.
That is ridiculous.
People wait till the last minute.
Oh, it's the day before Thanksgiving. Where's my stuffing? No.
Okay. 1/3 of the highest grossing movies of all time were out of the top 20 were released during Christmas. Like the whole Christmas season. Which means a lot of people take the vacation time from school and, days off from work and go to the movies. Paul McCartney makes approximately $400,000 a year from his song Wonderful Christmas Time, which is regarded by most of his fans as the worst song he's ever recorded. That is, until Meat Free Monday. I don't know if you've heard that pile of dung.
Wait.
What?
His worst song?
According to most of his fans, Wonderful Christmas Time was his worst. I mean, dude wrote for the Beatles, wrote for Wings, wrote solo stuff, and was, platinuming all over the place. And then he wrote that song. And it's not great.
I like that song.
Anyway.
Losers.
But I like that I threw in a shot at Meat Free Mondays, a song that's not good, and you should look it up and hate it with me. He's a vegetarian, so he's trying to convince people to not eat meat, but that's not part of this. That's just a bonus fact. Christmas is most likely not Jesus' real birthday.
What?
The Bible does not say a specific date. A lot of theories suggest that the census that brought Mary and Joseph to Bethlehem put it in autumn.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
But that's not necessarily like it. It's not really the point. You're celebrating his birth, but not necessarily for the day. You're celebrating the fact that Jesus was here. Or at least if you're a Christian and celebrating Christmas, there's a lot of people that celebrate it because of Santa and reindeer, which...
And, you know, that'll save your soul, right?
Toys for Tots was started in Los Angeles in 1947. About 5,000 toys were collected that year. The first donation was a handmade doll.
Nice.
Visa cards are used about 6,000 times a minute during the Christmas season.
Wow.
That's just Visa. That's
so
not,
little?
That's not counting the other credit cards or cash.
And 28 of those times are for Legos,
Check
apparently.
this one out. This is kind of cool. Writer of Treasure Island, Robert Louis Stevenson, left his birthday of November 13th in his will to the daughter of a friend who hated that her birthday was Christmas. So he willed her his birthday of November 13th.
Okay.
To save her
That
from...
is both one of the dumbest things I've ever heard and one of the sweetest things I've ever heard.
Oh, Thanksgiving's
That's
sweet
ridiculous.
and dumb. I mean, hell, you are sweet and dumb.
I ain't sweet.
Sometimes he is.
I don't know.
The city of Vancouver, Canada, claims to be the birthplace of the very first ugly Christmas sweater party.
I mean, they should be proud of something like that.
They apparently are. The first Christmas on American land was in 1539 in Tallahassee, Florida, where there were no trees or presents. It was a religious mass. But it was the first celebration of Christmas in the United States. In the Americas, anyway. And the last one for this week, the highest grossing Christmas movie since 1980 is the Jim Carrey version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which was released November of 2000 and earned $260,044,825 in theaters. Yes, that's more than Die Hard.
Oh. Is Die Hard number 2, please?
I don't know. That wasn't one of the facts. But anyway, so there we go. I've taught him the 25 facts. We'll be back next week to find out if he puff puff passes or
Puff Puff fails.